Hey guys, it's your buddy Horsticuffs here, doing a little test of the Dead by Daylight 1.4.0 public test of their new version running on the updated Unreal Engine. And, I have a rather complex history with Dead by Daylight. It's the game that got me into recording gameplay in the first place, and decided to start a YouTube channel. It's a really fun game. Okay, I love horror movies. I love slashers. I've been waiting for a slasher game my entire life. Almost 38 years old. One of the first movies I ever rented was Friday the 13th Part 6, and I've just been in love with the genre ever since. I've been watching inappropriately terrible horror movies my entire life. Anyways, it's a great game. It's like a slasher movie. It's got a pretty complex Lovecraftian / cosmic horror type lore to it. Generally, it's a game I really enjoy. Now, I don't have the best rig in the world, but I've got a pretty damn good one. I've got an i5 6600 overclocked to 3.8 gigahertz. I've got a GeForce GTX 1080, and I've got 16 gigabytes of RAM. So this game pretty much looked, in its previous incarnation, like a PS3 game. And there's no way it should be running like it did, but I was getting about 12 to 18 frames per second. At first it was running fine, and then all of a sudden it was running like crap. And there was really no explanation. I reached out to the developers on several levels, even the producer of the game, director of the game, nothing. I reached out to the official tech support. They told me to reach out on the Steam forums. No luck. Nobody seemed to give a crap, and I wasn't the only person with a 10 series NVIDIA card who was having this issue, but nobody wanted to acknowledge it. So I kind of put the game aside, said fuck it, I'm just going to move on to other shit, and hopefully I'll be able to come back at some point. I knew this patch was coming. I knew that they were upgrading to a newer version of Unreal, and believe me, I had done every little trick and bullshit little life hack in the book, every little tip and trick and pro tip from Reddit, everything. I just was not getting this game to run any different. But I am trying it out now in 1.4.0 using the updated Unreal Engine, and it runs like a fucking dream, guys. 60 frames per second the whole way. As you can see, I'm the Hag. I friggin' love the Hag. I love a good witch. Witches are hot right now. It's all about mud and fucking, fucking runes, archaic fucking symbols, fucking scribbled in the dirt. She's a good fucking witch. She's a good fucking witch. I really like her. She's scary to play against. She's cool to play. For a long time she had the reputation of being underpowered, but I think in this new one, it seems like she's a lot faster moving to me. So the game in the updated Unreal Engine looks a lot better. Not too much better, but particularly the lighting effects with flashlights, some of the textures. I know they have flowing fabric now. That looks pretty goddamn cool. I've got just a list of updated patch notes here, some of the heavy hitters here, some of the key points I wanted to bring up. Now, for the Kill Your Friends lobby, you can now, the lobby owner they can set the map that they want to play on. They can set whether they want to have perks turned on or off. They can decide if they want items, add-ons, offerings, all that good shit on or off. And importantly for a lot of folks, DLC killers. The model this game uses, it's a premium game. You spend like $20 or some shit like that. It goes on sale fairly often. But they release like expansion packs with new level. The levels are randomized for the most part, but it's kind of like a new theme level that is randomly created. New killers, and sometimes lately a new victim, new outfits and stuff like that. So I try and buy all the DLC that comes out for this game because I really think it's worth it. And it did break my heart when my performance went to shit, especially on a pretty good PC. But baby, we are back. It's looking better than ever. It's fucking running like a dream. Okay, some other key points from the patch. Okay. If you choose to allow items in the Kill Your Friends lobby, it's not linked to the profile, so you don't have to have earned it in your progression. I mean, it's all there to use. And another cool new feature in the patch is that killers can damage partially repaired generators. So let's say that you're, you're the killer. These fuckers are running around, fucking wrecking shop. They're putting jennies on. Your shit's all fucked, fam. It's like fucking, they're going to be getting the fuck out to safety, and your whole day is ruined, killer. You can actually go up to a generator that's been repaired and just fuck it all up again, and you're good as gold. All right. So those are, like, to me, the key points. They, like I said, they worked on the hag, tried to make her a bit more of a real choice that people should use. I always loved the hag. She's the only real killer that really appealed to me. Of course, Michael Myers, the shape, that was a real fucking wonder that they got. And, that must have taken some fucking legal wheeling and dealing, because fucking, that's a big get for them. That's a big fucking get. And he's cool. He's got a really cool stalking and obsession mechanic. I love Michael with all my heart. But to me, the funnest one to play is the hag. And I'm really glad she got a bit of a buff. She's moving really fast now. She can climb windows and shit a lot faster. It seems like she moves a bit quicker out of her teleports. Now, see, let me explain. Here's how the hag works. She can set totems, like all over, like little sigils on the ground, traps basically. And when fuckers step on them or step near them, she explodes out of the dirt. It's a great jump scare effect. And fucking at that point, that your trap has been set. You can choose to either just let it fucking hang out there and scare the fucker away from the generator or the gate control or whatever, or you can take possession of that clone of yourself, and you can just give chase. And it's a great effect. It really scares the shit out of people. I've gotten so many comments in the post-game discussion about how freaked out people were. It's a lot of fun. Now, I'm not the greatest player in the world. One thing about the public test is that it does not save your any progress. See, there's that flashlight effect, but it doesn't save your progress. So I'm right near leveling up to level 28 with this character, and when I quit the game, it just goes right away. I'm always level 27, but that's okay, because it means I can at least play it again. You got to see that cool flashlight again. Now, like I said, I am not the best player in the fucking game, but for some reason, even though these must be seasoned players to have opted into beta access and everything like that, I'm fucking kicking ass here. I don't know why. That's okay. I ended up killing everybody in this fucking match. And I got the power up, saved the princess, and beat the game, motherfucker. I don't know why. So I'm glad I decided to record, because that never happens. So basically, it's a very impressive update, and it took them some damn time. It seems like they were keeping a little secret while they were on vacation for the holidays and such, which they were gone for quite a while, the developers. But they've got a console version of this coming out. And, I would be reticent to have recommended it. I would have been reticent to recommend it, given how its previous performance and everything like that, and the flippant attitude the developers seem to have about the state of the game. But if they release this on the console and it saves your progression, goddamn, console players would be getting quite a bargain, because this is truly a fun game. And I gave the developers a lot of shit on Twitter and on the Steam forums and on Reddit. Gave them a lot of shit, I'll be honest, because I felt like my concerns, my issues, and the issues of a lot of 10 series NVIDIA owners was not being addressed or even acknowledged. And that's all I wanted. I didn't want a quick patch out right now. I just wanted acknowledgement from the devs. I went through every official channel, and I was not having satisfaction. But this patch satisfies me. This update is everything I wanted. It looks fucking beautiful. The environmental effects, the mist, the fog, the lighting. I mean, fucking, it just looks phenomenal. The night sky looks great. I am very, very impressed with the update, and I can't wait for it to get out of public test, out of beta, and for it to be official, because I want to play more. I want to progress. generally what I do with my gaming is I have one like single player game that I can play if I just want to fucking, if my girlfriend's home and like she wants to bullshit around about her day, and like I just want to kind of like, she's telling me about her day and shit going on and on and on, of course, like people in relationships do. And I'll be sitting there playing, like right now I'm playing, let's usually have a multiplayer game for that kind of shit, stuff I don't have to pay full attention to. And Dead by Daylight is great for that. You can just pop in a podcast, or you can have somebody droning on and on in your ear, and you're playing fucking Dead by Daylight, and you're great, man. You're cool as hell. Great time. And like when I have some quiet time by myself, it's like 4 a.m. It's before work. I'm going to be chilling out with Resident Evil 7 right now. But, as far as if you want a podcast game, you want a game to play while somebody's telling you about their day or some shit, and, you can still, of course, be engaged in conversation, Dead by Daylight is a killer game for that, no pun intended. It does get a bit repetitive because right now, hopefully they'll add some objectives, but right now it's just fix generators or stop dudes from fixing generators, and open the gate to escape or stop dudes from opening the gate to escape. But you know what? It's like, until Friday the 13th comes out, because that was a great beta, I'm interested in that. Let's, this, you can't beat this if you're a horror fan and you just want a multiplayer game to slash the fuck out of people or escape being slashed by people. This is what you're looking for, Animations are improved. Everything's improved, and I gotta hand it to Behavior. They did a bang up job. The sooner they can get this in the final, the better. So that's basically my commentary on the big public test. So I'm just gonna, offer some commentary on the match here. The fucking, I know with the Trapper, they've made it so that you can't place hooks directly underneath anymore. Luckily the Hag's traps seem to have not been touched by the the Nerf hammer quite yet, but and this guy right here, he was up my ass the whole match, and he was constantly with the flashlight in my face, pulling dudes off hooks. And, it was annoying to me, but survivors are supposed to be annoying to killers. So, he played the part well. It reminds me, there was a Roman emperor on his deathbed, and when asked if he had anything to say, he was all like, did I play the part well? So, I mean, this dude played his part well. I think that's a good sentiment, If that's the role you're given to play, fucking survivor. This dude was a great survivor. It seems like they can get pulled off the hooks a lot faster now. I don't know if it's some skill they're using. I'll be honest, I don't play a whole lot of Survivor. I do have a fairly high level Laurie Strode from Halloween, but I don't play Survivor as much as I do the Hag, because I just kind of fell in love with the character. I like to kind of play a character, play a role too when I'm here. I kind of role play as the Hag. I get into the psychology of it. I try to give the players a fun, the survivors a fun slasher flick kind of experience. There are times when I could just outright fucking kill them, but it wouldn't be scary. So I want them to be scared. I want them to be running. I want them to freak the fuck out and just kind of get jump scared on occasion. I think that's a fun experience for them. It's a fun experience for me. We all get to kind of live the movies, I think it's a bit ridiculous with the hooks and people, what's called Kobeing. They kind of lift themselves off the hooks and they friggin' just go on about their business and try to escape you and stuff. I mean, man, there would be so much muscle damage and nerve damage and shit. Nobody's lifting himself off a hook and then running away. Silliness. But it's a nice throwback to Texas Chainsaw, which how I'm wearing a Leatherface shirt right now when I'm recording this. It's kind of just taking my breath away. You see here, I just teleported right to the hook, and she's pulling my kill off. But as it turns out, she's so helpful, but she fucking just got slammed. And I'm going to hook her back up here in a moment when I find her. Sometimes you'll kind of lose track of people. Anyways, I'm just kind of in awe at how much better the game looks now. The environmental effects, like I said, the lighting, and it runs so much more smoothly now, especially when you got decent hardware. They don't really... one of the interesting things about this game is they don't give you access to many options. The developers, an outfit out of Canada, behavior. They don't want players to have many options to fuck around with, because they feel people might be able to mess around with them and have an unfair advantage, which I can understand and appreciate. And now that I'm getting good performance, and hopefully people on all people on 10 series NVIDIA cards are getting the performance bump I'm getting here. Now I can appreciate and respect that. But man, let me tell you, when this game runs like shit, it runs like dog shit, and there should be some kind of way to tweak that. Yeah, there's nothing like stalking a dude through the woods. I'll tell you what, that's a motif issue is healing the other player there. But teenagers or people in the woods running from a killer is something I never get tired of. It's so scary, it's so claustrophobic, because you never know when they're gonna friggin' jump out from behind a tree or whatever. It's like I never get tired of that in cinema. I never get tired of it in books, video games. It's like a perennial, forever favorite of mine. Okay, and I just got my that person is almost certainly gonna die. Yeah, that looks like from the little icon in the corner. Yeah, they're dead. They're screwed now. And I got two that are down but not out. This person's probably going to be toast here pretty soon. It's like the way this game goes is when somebody's hooked, friends can unhook them. And then, that person is damaged. They're kind of hobbling around. They can get healed. But if you can hook enough people, if you hook 3 people, and there's nobody else to pull that last person off, the minute they get hooked, boom, they get sacrificed to your dark god, the entity. So that's what you're shooting for, is to get 3 people down, and the other person maybe quits or just fucking gets unlucky and gets caught. Because if they quit, you get full credit for killing them too. And I'll tell you, man, it kind of shook my confidence in playing this game when I was playing around with 12 frames per second, because like dudes were just fucking running like literally sometimes running circles around me, and my performance was so bad I couldn't keep up, and I couldn't find them, and I lost track of people. Super easy. It was a fucking shit show, and people used to talk a lot of shit in the post-game comments. But now I'm running at a smooth 60 frames, everything looks good, I can see survivors and shit. They don't have such big stories to tell anymore. You'll see in the post-game commentary in this, the final survivor talking shit, saying, "Well, there's not much you can do against a hook trapping hag." Well, I don't ask you to play with one hand tied behind your back for survivors. This is a skill the developers gave me. They certainly, like with the trapper, can nerf it, but they chose not to with the hag yet. If they do, I'll find a new strategy. But as of right now, as long as you have a bunch of dudes that can pull you off hooks, I'm going to do everything I can to keep you on that hook. I'm sorry if that's not cool with you. If I run across a team that I think is just total, like if they're like noobs or they're like kids or something like that, I may choose to take it a little easier on them. But I'm certainly not gonna, I've been playing for months now with this nerfed performance, 12 frames per second to 18 frames per second if I'm lucky. And frankly, I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of 60 frames again. They kind of changed one of the skills that I use quite a bit. I forget the official name of it, but basically it makes missed attacks, and there's like a cooldown to how often you can attack as a killer, and it reduces the cooldown on your missed attacks and successful attacks. And now it really only reduces the cooldown on on one of them, I believe, missed attacks. But I'm still cool with that because that's still a big help. There's a lot of discussion as to whether Friday the 13th is going to completely decimate this game. That a lot of people suspect that the only reason this game has been as successful as it has is because of the lack of competition. And like I said, I've loved this game for a long time now. Not as long as some, but longer than some others. And I think it certainly has legs. I'm a huge Jason fan. I've got a bunch of Friday shirts, a bunch of Friday toys. I've got a Jason tattoo. I took my family to a candy factory over the weekend, and I saw a dude working there who had a Jason tattoo and on his arm. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, let's sit here and bullshit about Jason. I'm a huge Jason fan. And, yeah, I'm going to play the shit out of Friday the 13th because the beta was hot fuck. That was fucking awesome, dude. Great in every way. It was such love to the series, you could tell. It was so true to the series, and you could tell the developers were fans. It was made by fans for fans. And certainly there's a place, I think, for both games. Absolutely. They're very different. The only real... Sorry for the Facebook notification there, but the only real similarity is, that they're a slasher game, and my god, to have multiple slasher games coming out, because we've got Dead by Daylight, we've got Friday the 13th, and we've got last year coming later this year. My god, that's an embarrassment of riches, guys. I don't think there should be any division in the slasher fan video game player, base, because guys, we went so fucking long without anything that could appeal to us, and now it's like we're so fucking lucky to have 3 games that might appeal to us. So if you can find one that you really love, or you feel like you have the time and energy to devote to 2, by all fucking means, enjoy yourself, guys. This is the golden age, dogs. How fucking lucky are we? So we got 3 that are going to be gone soon, and the cheese sits alone, motherfucker. We got one more dude out and about, and so as soon as I hook him, his shit is toast. Like, he's going straight to my dark god, the entity. And think about what a scary situation he's in. Now, you'll notice in the lower left-hand corner, he has 2 choices. He can repair 3 generators without me stopping him, and he can pop the gate and get the fuck out of Dodge. Or there's another option. He can find what they call the hatch. There's an escape hatch somewhere in this level, randomly generated. Like, it's not like you can learn where it is and go find it. It's just randomly placed, like an escape hatch, like you think it's like a metal-ass escape hatch in the middle of this field, which is crazy, but this whole fucking game is crazy. It's not supposed to take place in like a real practical world of physics and nature. This is like a kind of like a Twilight state the entity has created. It's not in our reality. So it makes, in some senses, perfect sense that there's a fucking escape hatch here if the entity wants there to be one. So he can find that escape hatch and he can escape, but I believe he has to have a key. So maybe this dude does, maybe he doesn't, I don't know. But one thing I do know is that this dude is fucked. The crows are an interesting mechanic. It's like if the survivors walk slowly by the crows aren't gonna fuck with them, But if you run past the crows, they're going to caw, and fly away. And, a killer might notice that, or the killer might have a skill called, I think it's Whispers in Darkness or something like that, where, like, they will receive, like, an aura notification on their HUD. Like, you see, like, I can see my traps, and I can see my sprung traps in my silhouette appearing in red there. But I would see the crows, like, flying away. So that's kind of cool. That's a cool skill too. I think they just fixed that in this patch too, because it just wasn't working. And once it is working, that would be a good skill to have. So as you can see, the hag can have 10 traps out at one time, and when one gets sprung, then you can just plop some more down. I feel the best way to play the hag is to just lay them down. Find like an area on the map that you feel comfortable patrolling, not too big, not too small, and just lay your traps at like sensible, practical places around that area. And just fucking be ready to spring at a moment's notice, man. When you see a trap get popped, fucking teleport right to it, or don't if you feel like you have a better chance of catching somebody else in your present area. And it's all about, like I said, creating a scary experience for them. Yeah, you want to kill them. You want to fucking catch them. You want to hook them. You want to, you don't want to really camp the hook, because that's considered bad sportsmanship. But you can do a more tight patrol around that hook for sure, because they're not going to fucking hesitate a second to unhook your fucking catch. So like I said, just have like a sensible location, like a little perimeter that you are patrolling, full of traps. Keep your generators clear, make sure they're not popping your jennies. And just fucking, have fun. Go nuts. Play ball sport. There he is, motherfucker. Come on. See, the hag used to be so much slower than other players, than the survivors, but now they kind of sped her up a bit. Now I just gotta find this fucking dude again. See, I was always in the impression when the hag took possession of a clone, that clone was supposed to be facing the direction of the survivor. But it just doesn't seem like that's the case. Maybe that's intentional, maybe it's unintentional. But either way, they do leave a red trail, especially when they're wounded. It's brighter, I believe. So, I'll find this fucker. I know it. It's been a good match. A half an hour match in Dead by Daylight is a pretty good match, man. Usually they're like 15 minutes. So I just gotta find this dude again. I'm just kind of in awe still at the performance and how gorgeous everything looks. They, Behavior really did a fucking bang up job on this. And it's so much easier to see the survivor silhouettes in the moonlight, like I'm about to with this fucking dude. I really want to thank everybody who's watching or listening. It's very cool of you. I appreciate any kind of shares or likes or comments. Now, people have actually reacted to some of my stuff. I don't have very many viewers yet. I hope keep pumping out content is going to fix that. But, I haven't gotten any likes on YouTube yet. I've gotten a couple of comments here and there. Somebody on Twitter said they liked my Castlevania Bloodlines series, so I'm doing this mostly for my own enjoyment, and hopefully some of you can come along for the ride. That would be great. Certainly with Friday the 13th coming out and Dead by Daylight's performance improving, it's something I want to employ more of, is playing more of these games and offering a little match commentary and commentary on updates and all that good shit. I know that fucker's around here somewhere. Where the fuck are you, dog? There he is. Alright, Alright, dude. You're fucking toast. Yeah. Alright. Come on. Come to daddy. I shall teach you to be fishers of men. Alright, and you're going to see this fucking dude is going up right now. I always try and get in one of those for another little quick 25 points. Okay, and he is food for the gods. Well, buddies, this is your buddy Horsticuffs. Going to be signing off here. Thank you very much. Merciless victory. I don't see very many of those. This is just my old GGs and this fucking dude talking some shit, but that's fine. That's his right. Like I said, this is your buddy Horsecuff signing off. Thank you for watching my commentary on the Dead by Daylight 1.4.0 system or software upgrade. I'm really loving it. So like, follow, subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Continue fucking being awesome. Thank you.